Hey cruisers, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels.
Yep, we're back.
And we have another Q&A.
Just for you.
That's right, we're doing a little Q&A today, guys. But before we start our Q&A, we want to do a little housekeeping.
Oh.
We want to remind everybody that we are also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And if you haven't already subscribed here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And that little bell will get you notifications
Bing, bing.
every time we have a video out. So,
Awesomeness.
let's get started with our first question,
Okay.
which comes from Jim Ewald.
I would say that,
Ewald?
yes, Jim Ewald. I'm going with that.
This is my 50th cruise, but my cruise BTB,
Back to back.
I'm not staying in the same cabin, but can I leave my bags on the ship when I get to Barcelona, or do I have to disembark with them and recheck them? I'm hoping to do some sightseeing in Barcelona before I sail on the transatlantic.
Oh, Barcelona, jealous. Oh, I love Barcelona.
Well, this is a complicated question to answer. It is specific to NCL because he was on the NCL Latitudes members page.
Right.
Basically how I would answer it is you're going to have to ask once you're on board. They do know that you are on a back-to-back, and the issue might be that you are coming into a foreign port. So they may require you take your bags off, go through customs, and then they'll probably immediately let you board again, right away, instead of waiting for normal boarding time and whatever. But very often what NCL does too, depending on the ship, is they will allow your baggage to be transferred to your next cabin without even coming off the ship. So the first thing I would do when you go to sail is go to guest services.
Yeah.
And ask what their procedure and their policy is.
Right, you don't want to be surprised on the last day.
Right.
And you're not prepared for what all of a sudden might be new information for you.
But the cruise lines generally will do a great job at accommodating. And keep in mind that if they require you take your baggage off the ship and go through customs before you go into Barcelona, it's not their fault. It's customs that's requiring it.
Right. Don't blame the cruise lines. Blame the country.
That's right. What's the next question?
Well, actually, the next one is from Dawn Linnell. And Dawn wanted to know, what month is the best to take a cruise to Bermuda? Departure port would either be Boston or New York City. And I just found a little bit of information on Bermuda.
Well, there's actually, she could be asking multiple questions, because some people, when they say, what's the best time to take the cruise to Bermuda, they want the cheapest time.
Right, it could be, right, exactly.
And the cheapest time might not be the prime time to go.
Right, exactly. She might be an off-season cruiser.
Right.
And the best time for her might be the best deal for her.
Right.
As opposed to people like us who are looking for the best weather kind of thing. Not that we're giving up the best price, but we want the best weather. But so this is kind of a twofold answer.
Yeah.
And they do say this. It says the best cruise deals can be found in April or November at the season's beginning.
Or end.
Right, which is April, or the season end, which is November. It says, online, Royal Caribbean offers several night cruises. Similarly, Norwegian has great deals in July for a September sail.
Your best hottest months are going to be June, July, and August
Right.
in Bermuda, though.
Yeah.
So if you're going for that hot,
Because you
wonderful
want,
weather,
you want to be on the beaches of Bermuda.
you want to do June, July, and August. Sorry, my
Beach,
collar popped up.
heat, water, sports, whatever, go then.
But generally, Frank and I say there's no bad time to take a cruise.
No, there really isn't.
So let's get to Jenny's question.
Oh, okay, Jenny's next. So.
Jenny's next. Jenny Hess wrote, question, how do you relax on a cruise? I am watching a lot of cruising videos and they are reading books and various things. When I go on a cruise, I feel like it is go, 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 go. I hope I got all the goes there. She wrote a lot of goes. Like you have to get breakfast by a certain time and you are trying to find a place to eat that won't be crazy busy.
Right.
It gets stressful. How do you relax and how do you plan each day?
Now, I believe I have already answered this personally to Jenny, and we're going to share that answer with you today in our open Q&A. I think my answer to her was pretty much that you have to decide what kind of cruise you want it to be. There are no requirements
No.
on how your cruise.
So if you're saying I have to get to breakfast by a certain time, you're putting the pressure on yourself. Nobody's putting any pressure on you. There have been times where we haven't eaten breakfast, where we get up and we go straight to lunch because we wanted to relax in the cabin.
There are days that we slept in.
Yeah.
There are
days where we were up at 4 in the morning.
Right, because we had an early excursion and it was the only time and the excursion we could do, and that was a little pressure because I don't do well in the morning. So you have to decide whether you're that type of person. Then you have the family of, are you part of a group that one of you is the drill sergeant and everything has to be plotted out and planned out and everything is go, 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 and we've got to cram everything, every minute of this cruise to get our money's worth. And by the time you're done, as I would say to Kevin sometimes, I think we need a vacation from our vacation.
Now, I know that we're both planners.
Right.
But you are a little more strict in your planning, where I could be more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. So you have to find a balance.
You do. And that's actually the key. You won't be able to do everything.
So don't try.
Right. And I think if you put pressure on yourselves and you go down that daily ship newsletter and you're like, oh my God, they've got this. Oh, there's a trivia contest. Oh my God, and then there's so-and-so. Oh, the musical group, I want to see them. Oh, we got to do, a dinner, a show, this, that. You're going to drive yourself nuts. So.
Well, you know what we do is we highlight everything we want to do. And then I go back and I say, and then I take my pen and I say, star, we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to do this. We definitely want to do that.
Right.
And if we get to all the other stuff, we do.
Right. Then you want to look at the things you want to do and say,
we don't worry about it.
Do they offer that multiple times?
Yes.
Or is it a one-shot deal? And you're like, listen, this is a one-shot deal. This is on Tuesday. So, but this that we want to do, they're doing that 3 times during the week. So let's do that one-shot deal on Monday, and let's save this one for Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So it takes a little bit of planning, but don't beat yourselves up if you didn't get everything in. Remember, this is supposed to be a relaxing vacation.
And if you're a planner, plan downtime.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we are planners. On our Bliss cruise, we specifically planned a time where we were just going to go up and sit and watch the world go by in that observation lounge.
Right. Or we're going to go to one of the bar areas because we know a singer
is going to be there,
musical group,
chill.
And we're going to sit there and just have a coffee, have a drink, listen to the music. I'll tell you right now, my naps are planned. Mm-hmm. They have to be. If I don't get a nap, I'm going to get sicker than I already am because I will get that sick headache and I will be non-functional. So you have to know how you are, and you have to know what is bodily required for you. There are people that just want to go, 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 go until they get back in their cabin at 2 a.m. in the morning and drop in their bed.
I could do that.
I know
I've
you
done
could.
that.
Yeah, I'm back to the cabin at 10 p.m. and
Remember when I went out with Darlene?
yeah, I'm recapping my journal. I'm in bed. He's out drinking and dancing with Darlene. Then he's in the casino. I'm rolling over in bed for the 5th time, catching the clock going, oh my God, it's 3 a.m. He's still not here.
I think we got up that morning at like 5:30 in the morning, and I was out until 3 in the morning. And the next day, we got up at like 6.
Oh my God.
I was fine with that, but I can't do it all the time.
Right, you couldn't do that every night. And there are people
There
who
are people
could.
who can.
I know in my younger days,
I could do it. You could do it.
we could
We've
do it.
done it.
Well, oh my God, I was out every night. You know, even when I was working late at the store, I'd close up, I'd be 10 p.m. Sometimes right from work, I would go out. I'd have a change of clothes at work, change my clothes, and then boom, go. Or go home, change, and then go out.
Oh my God, some of my customers would be aghast if they knew that in my younger days, the ones that have been with me for 20 some odd years, they would be aghast because I would go out Friday night directly from work, eat dinner out, then go to a dance club, a nightclub, a party, until they closed in Rochester, and then drive to Buffalo and stay out until 4.
Because the bars were open 2 hours later in Buffalo.
Then we'd eat breakfast. Then I would drive right to the shop, change my clothes, and start working again.
Crazy.
Crazy.
The young.
To be young.
But yeah, your vacation is what you make of it. And don't put pressure on yourselves.
So what does Colleen have to say? Because I
Well,
think she's next.
Yeah, Colleen H. Colleen, the question is, you have the NCL credit card, and they say we're supposed to get shipboard credit for using their card. Because, yeah, we have the NCL credit card. Do you know how this works? If so, maybe you can do a video on it or use this in your Q&A. Thank you. I love your videos and your tell it like it is style. Hugs and kisses.
Okay. Well, the NCL credit card is through Bank of America. And very often they'll run specials that when you are approved for the card, you will get 10,000 points.
We love that special.
So, it's only available once.
Well, I know, but you know,
So we
had the
got
card
it.
for a while.
So 10,000 points gets you $100 onboard credit. So it's not that if you use the card for your onboard spending account on the ship, you get onboard credit immediately. There's a process to go through that. So how the card works is, so now you've got the card, right?
Yeah.
You've been approved. Let's say they were running that special. So now you got 10,000 points. You would have to call a special number with your reservation number and have that $100 onboard credit loaded onto your reservation.
Right.
We don't do that generally, but I'll tell you what we do.
Okay.
Because there's so many things you can do with your points.
I know. Now, what do you get? Like,
Well, let me tell you how they can earn their points
right,
first.
let's start with that.
So for every dollar you spend, you get a point. And that's on regular purchases.
Right.
So groceries, gas, clothing,
Right.
stuff like that.
Any major item that we're purchasing, we use the NCL card because if it's a $300, $400 purchase, that's 400 points.
There
And you're
is-
building up to that
Well, there's bonus points.
10,000 block point.
I think you can get things less than 10,000 points.
Okay.
I don't want to speak to exactly what you can get because they change it often, and I want this answer to be good for the ages, so to speak. So,
the ages.
so you get a point for every everyday dollar you spend, but when you purchase an NCL cruise, or you use it for your onboard spending account on an NCL cruise, you get triple points. And that's where the booster comes
Right.
from.
And of course, our NCL card is the card we use.
Right.
Hello.
And so when we've built up enough points, what I do is, because we put everything on our card.
Everything we can. Yep.
Everything. And when we have enough points, you can call them up and get $100 off your cruise, $200, $300, $400, $500. It depends on how many points you have.
Right.
If you have currently, as of the making of this video, if you have 100,000 points, you can get a 7-day cruise for free.
Oh, wow. Whoa, 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 whoa.
But remember, you spent $100,000 to get that free
Exactly.
cruise.
This isn't for free.
So
You're actually spending money to earn points.
Right. So what we do to maximize our points is our cell phone bill, our cable bill, our RG&E, our gas and electric. What else? Everything that is a normal bill,
Car insurance.
car insurance, gets automatic debited from that credit card and earns us points.
Right.
So we're constantly earning points, earning points,
Right.
earning points, earning points, earning points.
Right. So, yeah, we're auto paying all of that from this card. And it's cool because, again, the more you spend, the more points you get.
But don't do it unless you can pay the bill off every month.
That's right. Because, again, when we get our monies, we know that auto pay for the car insurance, he actually pays that amount on that NCL card.
Right.
So
that's how you get the onboard credit. I know it was a long way to get around to it, but it is a misnomer. You're not going to get onboard credit every time.
there you go. Who's next?
The next is Vani Bench.
Okay.
Curious, what happens to the leftover food from a cruise?
And again, there could be a lot of leftover food because maybe food just isn't eaten. Certain foods can only be out for a certain number of hours or, I hate to say days, but again, it's not safe to eat after a while. That food's got to go.
I think we're going to do a video on this.
Okay.
I think we'll plan on doing a video on this. We'll do a little research on the ship when we're on the ship.
Right. And the actual technical process.
Right. But basically, the way we answered this online is that it depends on what the food item is, whether it can be reused or not. A lot of times, they reinvent things so that nothing gets wasted. The goal of all the cruise lines is no waste.
Right.
And as little waste product as possible.
Right.
So I know sometimes leftovers from dinner are not leftovers that are on someone's plate, but like when they make
In the kitchen.
big amount of things,
Right.
like say applesauce. I don't know why I'm thinking of that,
know.
but they have leftover applesauce. They might make an apple
Like
cinnamon bun or something like that.
muffins.
They'll
or-
reuse.
Right. Chicken. Chicken
Yeah.
could be cut up in part of chicken salad.
But when they reuse food like that, it has never been served to
Right.
anyone.
Right.
And very often they'll recycle stuff that hasn't been eaten to the crew.
Right.
So they'll have, maybe it has like, they've just, because they decide their protocol. So, and also the CDC and I forget who monitors the actual food, the health department.
The health department.
Will give them a protocol. So I know on some of the cruise lines, they'll say that an item can be left in the buffet for 3 hours.
Right.
Okay?
So a lot of food is temperature controlled.
Right. But what they'll do is they'll leave the item in the buffet for an hour and a half and then move it to the crew mess for an hour and a half. And then it gets processed or dumped. But
So I'm sure there's a whole schedule.
yep, there's a whole schedule.
And this is what is being made today. And then it's already, I'm sure, decided that to the crew, that gets reused, that gets refurbished, or whatever.
So
they're not just taking food and dumping it.
So you'll just have to watch for the
Yeah.
video, and we'll see if we can't dig up some more info on
Yeah.
that. So what does Jeremy have to say?
Well, Jeremy Razik says, "Hiya guys, been watching your YouTube videos for about a year, and I'm a subscriber." Excellent. Had a question that maybe you can answer on your next Q&A. Well, here we are. YouTube video, May 12th of 2019. Me and my wife will be aboard the NCL Bliss for my first cruise and our second-year wedding anniversary. Our second day aboard will be our official anniversary date. I'm excited to explore Alaska. You should be. And experience a cruise with my wife. Now, it's my wife's third cruise, but her first with NCL. She's been begging me to try a cruise, so I said, all right, but I get to pick the trip. My question, I'm thinking about getting tickets for I Havana and Prohibition, but was unsure what days those shows take place. Are they just on sea days or through the entire cruise? Thanks for any help you can provide.
Okay, wow. We get questions a lot about when things are happening on the
Right.
cruise ship, and we can only answer as best as our knowledge of what happened on our cruise.
Right.
But everybody that's within the sound of my voice needs to understand and know that the schedules change
Yes.
all the time. They're made up for every cruise. So what happened on our cruise might not happen on
Right.
your cruise.
Now, I went back to our NCL Freestyle Daily Bulletins, and I looked all this up, and this is what I found. First of all, we were able to book the I Havana show from home before we set sail, along with the Jersey Boys.
The Jersey Boys and Prohibition, we couldn't though.
Right. Prohibition, we could not book until we were actually on the ship.
Now, the reasoning I think behind that is it's in a very small venue,
Yes.
and if they allowed pre-booking before you got on the ship,
Forgot it.
you know, whoever got on there first would get it.
Right.
So
And according to the bulletins, I Havana was performed 3 times during the course of our
Really?
cruise. Yes. Prohibition was only done
I think it was done twice. I think it was done twice, 2 times.
That was it.
It was very limited.
Yes, very.
So if you're interested in Prohibition, you should book that immediately when you get on the ship.
Right.
They may have changed that since then. We were on an inaugural sailing,
Right.
so they were working out the kinks.
Right, exactly. And again, let's say I Havana was at 7 and then at 10. Jersey Boys was at 7 and then at 10:30. So 2 nights a week, a couple of times, 3 times during the course of the cruise. And I'll let you speak about the theater aboard the NCL Bliss as it relates to the number of passengers.
Oh,
Because that was also another issue.
that was an issue. I can't remember the exact number that was on I think it was 1,800 people that the theater could seat.
No,
No,
actually.
800.
800.
800 people that the theater could seat, and there is max capacity is 4,700
Right.
passengers.
So during one night, 2 shows, it could max accommodate 1,600 guests.
So if you're on a sailing where it's 4,700 people, there 3,200 can see it.
Right.
The remaining, what is that? I don't know.
1,500 are out of luck.
Are out of luck, but I don't think that's going to happen very often. It happened on our cruise because
Was maxed
we
out.
were completely maxed out. There wasn't a bed left.
Right. It was the inaugural Alaskan cruise.
So I would say book your cruise theater reservations as soon as you can.
Right.
Usually it's 120 days prior to sailing.
And we always coordinate our dinners with our shows.
With your shows.
Right.
And And we book everything all at once.
Yep. I will lay out the entire dinner schedule in writing that Kevin and I have decided on, and then we say these are the shows we want to take, and
Maybe
we
you're not.
want to see. I'm sorry, shows we want to see, and then he gets on the phone.
Maybe you're not a planner and you don't want to do that, but we really find that it helps our cruise experience.
Takes the pressure off.
Yeah, and it makes it be very relaxing and no-brainer. I just look at my sheet and go, okay, we're eating here at this place tonight, and then we're going to show.
Right.
Or we're going to show and then we're eating.
That's right. I type up the entire itinerary. I know every day where we're going to be, whether it's at sea, whether it's at a port. I know exactly what restaurant we're having dinner, what time, and if we're doing a show, and if there was an excursion that day. So take the pressure off. That's why we always recommend booking these things from home, because once you're on board the ship, relax, have a drink.
So our next question comes from Roxanne, Hawaii. She sent me this message on Instagram.
Okay.
And it says, I'm going on NCL and would like to get Vibe passes. If I get there much earlier than my arrival time, will they let me on so I can hopefully get passes since I am only a bronze member? Thank you for your help. The answer that we have for you is we don't know. Most all of the cruise lines have gone to boarding times now.
Right.
It is to help the flow of people so that people aren't standing forever and the crew members aren't being bum rushed with people. It's working out really nicely.
Yeah, I mean, remember, the crew members have to turn over that ship from the last cruise, have to get it totally cleaned out. All the cabins have to be done up. On one cruise, there was a small little norovirus outbreak, and so we didn't get into our cab until like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, though we were on board.
Oh, wasn't it later than that?
No, it was 2 p.m. The steel doors were shut. You could not access down the corridors to get even to see if your cabin was ready. So we're not sure whether, if you try to sneak on early prior to your boarding time, I don't know, and you may get on there and you may go up and say, listen, I want to get bypasses, and they may say, oh, sorry, not yet. Those won't be available until blah, blah, blah time. And you may have snuck on or rushed on all for nothing. Don't know. Again, we go back to different ships have different procedures. And boy, have we found that out. There is really nothing set in stone.
Right, and it doesn't matter what cruise line you're sailing. It's kind of willy-nilly on all of them.
As we've gone from different NCL ship to different NCL ship, every one of them has been different.
Or Carnival to Carnival to Carnival.
Right.
Or Royal to Royal.
From the Victory to the Conquest to the Valor and Carnival. Different.
What's the next thing we have?
Oh, the next one was kind of a follow-up. We were talking on the previous Q&A about the Wi-Fi packages. And Allie N. Commented and said, good morning, Kevin and Frank. I wanted to add a comment to the Wi-Fi question you answered. I just bought the social Wi-Fi for my upcoming cruise on Sunday on the Carnival Pride. For our sailing, we had to buy the package for both myself and my husband, the entire stateroom. Just wanted to share our experience with the package. Love the videos. Yeah, we were thinking, I think on the previous video we were talking about they couldn't possibly require both people to get the social Wi-Fi. It's not like a drink package where they kind of make you both adults in the cabin.
Well, and I guess it would depend on the cruise line.
Right,
I can't remember if this was an NCL video she'd commented on or if it was a Carnival video or a Q&A. I know that specifically NCL and Princess does not require everybody to buy it.
Right.
Maybe Carnival has started that now.
I don't know. Those of you who know that
maybe it was just the Pride.
Right.
A perfect example.
Right.
Because I know when we were on the Carnival ship, I bought the Wi-Fi. He didn't have to get it. So I don't know.
We need to know. People, Carnival cruisers, comment below. We want to hear. Were you required to buy the Wi-Fi package? Both people in the staterooms?
Let us know.
Let us know. We'll pass it along.
I know. I think that's everything
That is
though,
it for today's Q&A. Thanks for joining us. We want to remind you that not only are we here on YouTube, where we hope you're a regular subscriber and that you've hit that subscribe button and click that little ding-a-ling bell next to it to get automatic notifications of our upcoming videos.
We already did this in the beginning.
Oh my God, I keep advertising us. You know, you just can't do enough advertising.
That's all right.
Where else are we?
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat.
And Instagram. Let's give it all we got.
All right. But until next time, we want to remind everybody to
Travel safe.
and cruise often.